Alright guys, so this is the mock. I think it turned out amazing. When I first started this, I almost scrapped it and started over just because, well, after the second episode, it really just looked like Geonosius. But we hit it super well, and with all the other pieces, and I knew if I just kept on with it, it'd turn out, and it definitely did. I'm really happy with the way the trees look. That's probably my favorite part, especially these two in the back here that have the clones walking under it. I like adding the broken building. I thought that added a lot to it as well. And then, of course, this little platform with the droids on it. So the story behind this mock, this is a Teth mock, and it's just after the first Clone Wars movie where they have to raid the monastery. It's just a clone detachment's trying to clear out the remaining droid forces behind the scenes. And then, of course, I took some inspiration from the Bad Batch episode on Teth with the Rebel clones, where there was a lot of water features. So I decided to add in a little river with a little tiny pond here. I think it turned out amazing. I'm really trying to incorporate more water features in my mocks because I think they add a lot to the mock, and they're also kind of a challenge for me to build because, of course, the water needs to be lower than most of the plate. But this one came out really well. And then, of course, just kind of the vegetation that we put around, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So I use these like 3 leaves looking things just scattered around, as well as these grass pieces. And then, of course, I wish I had more of them, but these kind of swirly grass pieces in olive green, I mean, they just look amazing. And then the combination of all of them really just make it kind of like a jungly feel. And then, of course, we have these little branch type things. Oh, that fell over. Let me just fix that. One thing about this mock, as I'm sure you heard when I fixed that, is I broke a tree. These trees are very, very fragile, but it's not that big of a deal. We can fix it later. So, all right, we're back after fixing that tree. But one thing I want to point out, and I think is just a really small detail, is these little white flowers. I try to use them as like petals from the trees that have fallen over, leaves and such, because these trees are lavender and white, and so I think it just kind of looks good that like either the flower buds or some leaves have fallen on the ground from them. And then, of course, we had to add in some extra details such as these boxes, you know, this destroyed house. And if you notice, if you've been on this channel for a really long time, this actually was a previous mock, and I tore it apart and saved the base and then just stuck it right in this mock because I think it fits in perfectly. And of course, it's reusing parts, and I just think it adds so much to this. And then, of course, the pathway, that's one of my favorite things that I built, was the pathway through the trees. So I'm going to stop talking here and then show you some cinematic shots of this. Hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I'll catch you in the next one.